there's a place that I've dreamed of, where I can free my mind. I hear the sounds of the season and lose all sense of time. I'm moving far away to a sunny place.
Hi everyone, Paul here again. Hope you liked my little video about Edonismo's first pleasure trip to Bimini. I had a very special crew on board this inaugural trip. My good friend John, his wife Simone, and Valentina, who you might recognize from her time on Sophisticated Lady, where 3 years ago she spent 3 months on Rick's boat traveling through Central America. That's where we first met online and have been friends ever since. She was nice enough to rearrange her schedule and join me on this special first trip. I have been very fortunate to have made amazing friends in the YouTube, Instagram, and boating community since building Edonismo. If you check out my very first trip on Edonismo, you will see that's where I was joined by Laura, or as many of you might know her, La La Libra from Sailing Doodles fame. She was nice enough to come along and document that trip for me. I want to thank Valentina and Simone for coming along on this trip and taking many of the video and still shots you will see in this video. It's nice to have two beautiful, intelligent women aboard that each speak 5 languages and have lived all over the world. Then of course there's John and I, who are basically just airline pilots that can barely speak English. It's a good balance. It was a little overcast that first morning leaving St. Petersburg, Florida, but shortly thereafter that overcast layer burned off, leaving a wonderful sun-filled day to start our amazing adventure.
Skyway Bridge, leaving Tampa Bay, going into the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
Edonismo is going to the Bahamas.
first stop of the trip was Boca Grande. I had never been there before and was pleasantly surprised. It's a quaint little golfing town with friendly people, great food, and wild golf cart drivers. The marina is relatively small and is dotted with shallow areas and shoals, but they are clearly marked and getting in and out is fairly easy. The marina was nice enough to let us spend the night at the fuel dock as long as we left at the start of business the next day. Right at the marina, there's a small maritime museum of sorts that shows the rich nautical history of Boca Grande. It's a very warm, inviting, and friendly place to visit, and I was happy that we chose this as one of our first stops. I highly recommend anyone cruising in the area make this stop along the way. You won't be disappointed. We had some time to explore some of the many beaches that surround Boca Grande. Beautiful white sand, plenty of space to spread out, and gentle breezes made this a true paradise. After a wonderful dinner on the beach, where we got to sample some of the local specialties and fresh catches, we got to stroll some more and take in an amazing sunset. Although all of us have experienced sunsets around the world, this one did not disappoint and helped to remind us how lucky we are that we get to enjoy these beautiful moments together. And no evening would be complete without a little golf cart chase, and we found the residents of Boca Grande after a few drinks can get a little aggressive. The next morning, we got up early and bid a fond farewell to Boca Grande on our way to our next stop on our adventure, Marco Island.
Woohoo! Well done, Captain.
Ciao, ciao, Boca Grande.
Ciao, ciao, Boca Grande.
A little breakfast and then back to work for our quick trip to Marco Island. After getting Edonismo all fueled and cleaned again, we took quick showers and headed out for a nice evening on the town. I was surprised by a visit from my sister Joanne, my niece Darlene, and my great niece Ariana to join us for dinner that evening. It was a really great night. It was an early morning rise for our trip down to Marathon. It was going to be a long day, so we decided to get a fresh start. Of course, it's always nice when you get an escort leading the way out of this harbor. Marathon is a small but very welcoming marina. I've been there a few times now, and each time it's been an amazing experience. It's always nice after a long cruise to get the boat ready for the next day, fueled, washed, and then not have to worry about anything else but just enjoying the evening with friends and having a great meal and watching great sunsets. It's the reason that I do all this, is to get from one place to another and enjoy great memories with great friends. After leaving Marathon, we set course for our final destination in the U.S., the Miami Beach Marina. It was a bit of a bumpy ride, but we made the best of it, and things settled down when we got a little closer to Miami. The Miami Beach Marina is a bit different of an experience from the small marinas we had been staying in. Lots of traffic, long lines to get fuel, and a bit more of a shoehorn fit into the slip, but all in all part of the Miami style. As per our plan, John and Simone were leaving the crew and heading home to Fort Lauderdale because of other obligations. They weren't able to continue on to Bimini with us. That left Valentina and I to spend a couple of days in Miami, then make the crossing to Bimini for a few days of rest and relaxation. Unfortunately, this is where the plans changed. Anyone in the boating community knows that the schedule is really just a wish list, and there are many factors that come into play. In our case, the crossing to Bimini would have been made as planned, but the return window would have been not safe to make the crossing back. Valentina had a very tight schedule and needed to be in Italy back by a certain date, and even though we had a few days of buffer built in, the weather had other ideas. So Valentina and I spent a couple of days enjoying Miami before she had to fly back home to Italy. My daughter Samantha flew down to Miami to help me move the boat back home. It's been almost 2 years to the day since she made that trip with me when I first brought Edonismo back home for the very first time. It was great getting to travel with her again. She loves being on the water and can't beat good father-daughter time. So even though I didn't make it to the Bimini this time, I had a wonderful trip with great friends and made amazing memories that I will never forget. Looking forward to the next time when Edonismo voyages to come. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to see more, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you on the next adventure.